back a waiver of the at the WTO? Are you going to back that? Is the U.S. government
Yes,
going to back
I'm
that?
talking about that later today, yes.
President Biden, you said earlier you don't understand Republicans. What does it say about them if they oust Liz Cheney from leadership for telling the truth about the election?
Look, it seems as though the Republican Party is trying to identify what it stands for. And they're in the midst of a significant sort of mini revolution going on in the Republican Party. I've been a Democrat for a long time. We've gone through periods where we've had internal fights and disagreements. I don't ever remember any like this. And so, as one of you said, and I'm not embarrassed by identifying them, as one of you said on national television last night, we badly need a Republican Party. We need a two-party system. It's not healthy to have a one-party system. And I think the Republicans are further away from trying to figure out who they are and what they stand for than I thought they would be at this point.
Sir, Mitch McConnell said that he is 100% focused on stopping this administration. You've spoken about your relationship with him in the past. Do you still think you can work with him when he says things like that?
Look, he said that in our last administration, Barack, he was going to stop everything. And I was able to get a lot done with him. Look, everything I'm proposing that be done to generate economic growth, employment, and put us in a position where we can outcompete any other country in the world with research and development and moving ahead, I pay for. We talk about how this is going to cost so much money, I'm not paying for it. The bottom line is this. My Republican friends had no problem voting to pass a tax proposal that expires in 2025 that cost $2 trillion. None of it paid for. Increased the deficit by $2 trillion. Gave the overwhelming percentage of those tax breaks to people who didn't need it. The top 0.1%. They didn't need it. And it was argued that what it would do is generate this great economic surge and growth. It would increase productivity. It would pay for itself. It would generate a sense of growth in America we hadn't seen ever before. Well, everyone from the Heritage Foundation on has pointed out hadn't done that. Hadn't done that. Now I come along, and the proposals that I'm suggesting are tried and true things like when you rebuild bridges, things get better. When you rebuild highways, when you don't have to, airports, ports, it all matters. It increases productivity. And the programs that relate to people are programs that are the things that also generate economic growth. And I view them as, for example, tax cuts for middle class, upper middle class, and working class people. And so you eliminate a few of just have the super wealthy begin to pay their fair share. For example, you have, I think it's 35 or 30 corporations didn't pay a single solitary penny last year in the Fortune 500 companies. They made $400 billion. They paid no taxes. How can that make any sense? Especially since these corporations, and I come from the corporate capital of the world, more corporations are incorporated in my state than all the rest of the country combined. If you notice, corporations aren't investing any money in research and development. Somewhere, what's most of it going to? Buying back their own stock dividends, which makes sense, leaving by some studies less than 10% for research, development, pay raises, etc. Used to be that not too long ago, for example, during the Bush administration, the tax rate for the very wealthy making well over millions of dollars was 39.6%. It's now 37%. Just raised it back to what it was before. It raises enough money from that savings to put every single person in community college who wants to go. Now, what's going to grow America more? What's going to help you and your security more? The super wealthy having to pay 3.9% less tax, or have an entire generation of Americans having associate degrees? That's why all the economists, even on Wall Street, are pointing out, guess what? It grows the economy, benefits everybody, hurts nobody. But now it's talked to the Wall Street Journal, let's talk about it as a welfare program. It's about growth. And so, you know, the idea that it's just amazing. I mean, corporate taxes, they were 36%. Our administration, last administration, said we should lower it. We suggested it be lowered to 28%. Well, it's got lowered to 20%, or 21%. Show me something that's benefited. What's